Hi guys, it's me, Chris. What we're going to do today is short, do I rent or do I buy? And this is BC, regulators, computers, SPGs. I'm going to kind of group them all into one thing of rent or do I buy, because everything else should definitely be owned. Now, if you're going to do this once a year, twice maybe a year, and I'm talking about actually going out in the water one time when you go diving. It may be more financially beneficial for you to rent. That being said, you are using somebody else's equipment. You don't know what that equipment's like. You don't know how it's been used before. You don't know how it's been cleaned before. You hope that they've done the right they're supposed to do and they've serviced it and all this other stuff. You hope they did. I trust the shops that I go to. Now, I'm not saying that the person before me, they maybe forgot to clean it. They didn't clean it long enough. Things happen. Actually, we bought our computer first, then our regulators, then our BCs. And we had a problem in doing that. Not the computer part. When we bought our regulators, then bought our BCs, we found out the regulators don't necessarily match the BCs. Because one was one set of company and another was another set of company. What it was our Air Source 2. We both have Mari's vests, or Mari's wing back inflates. I can't remember the name of them right now. They're the travel BCs, and with the integrated weights. Then when we went to the Air Source 2, I got the Mari's Air Source, which is where your power inflator converts to an octo, a second stage octo. So you don't have to carry another octo regulator. It carries it here off the power inflator. We bought the inflator. The power inflator doesn't necessarily match each design. There are adapters. Aqualung makes adapters for just about, not every, but just about every BC out there. But anyway, when you're buying BCs, go to the shop. Please, dear God, go to the shop. Don't try to buy a BC off the internet if you have not been sized. Every manufacturer has a different size. And I trained in Aqualung at Sea Ventures, and the Aqualung at Sea Ventures was a large to me. Then I got the large down, the Tusa large down at Emerald Coast. It was too big, and I was squirreling around in the vest. The next day, I got a medium large, and it's perfect. Medium large in a Tusa seems to be a medium large in Mari's. That's not saying it's the right size, but it is, and so it fits me well enough. It actually fits me well. This is a personal preference. All of these things are a personal preference. You choose. Do you like back inflate? Do you like front inflate? I will say, unless you're snorkeling, there is no need to buy a weight belt with weights. I have yet to be at a facility that did not have a set of weights that I could not put in my BC. I'm yet to be there. Every place I've been, weights are right there. Now, Tammy and I plan on going snorkeling for the first time this vacation. So we've bought 2 weight belts, and we're going to ask the facility that we're at, and we're going to be there for 8 days. We're going to be asked for the facility to see if we can borrow a set of weights or rent a set of weights, whatever they want to call it, for a day and take them out snorkeling with us. That just seems to be an appropriate thing to do. Next up is regulators. Now, the regulators you can pretty much purchase over the internet. Now, I'm sorry, dive shops. I don't mean to bust your bubble on this one. Go to the dive shop. See what you like. They breathe different. Every single one of them breathes different. I now know what my $179 Edge feels like over the $350 Maris. Breathes so much different. But the first one, the Edge, works. The other thing about buying something is making sure the dive shops around you service the equipment you're getting. Because you don't want to have to drive. I drive 45 minutes to get my equipment serviced. There's a dive shop 20 minutes away. Now, it's not that I don't like that dive shop. I love Sea Ventures. But the equipment that I have, there is some equipment, such as the Edge, that they don't service. So I have to go to Marietta, to the Marietta dive shop, who services seems to be just about everything, but it's 45 minutes away. I love that dive shop too. Go to your local dive shops. Find out what you like around there. Talk to the people. If you don't like them, you're not going to want them to service your stuff. Whenever you buy your regulators, you make sure you buy your first and second stage regulators together in a group. Everything else you can add on. You can add on an octo. If you want to put an octo, you can add on the stage 2 air. And very simply, very easily, actually. If you buy any of that stuff, anything off the internet, regulators, computers, BCs, and I would even say BCs. You buy anything off the internet, make sure you take it to your dive shop and you get it serviced. I'm not saying the person wasn't lying, but during the time that it's set, waiting to be shot, it may have a faulty O-ring. It may have degraded. I bought a Mari's Air Source 2 off of Scuba.com, which was a great purchase. I didn't know how to put it together, because there's a way you put them together, of course. I didn't know how to put it together, so whenever I went over to the dive shop in Marietta, I asked them to not just put it together for me, but to service it to make sure it's working appropriately. Then, when you get it serviced, you know what you're going to do? You're going to walk yourself in a bathing suit, hopefully, walk yourself to the to the pool, to the dive shop that you serviced it at, and you're going to jump in the water with it and a tank. Make sure you got the tank. So, now, and to make sure it works, because if it doesn't, then you need to walk right back over to the service department and say, it didn't work. And there are different reasons why things are for sale like they are. My wife bought a Aqualung Air Source 2. I know I'm mispronouncing what Aqualung the name of it is. And it was really cheap because it has an on and off switch. It has a little slide that's on and off. Okay, so and I can't show it to you because I got it packed up for next dive, but it has an on and off that's really, really, really simple to use. But apparently in some countries, i.e. Australia, that's illegal, or not illegal. They don't allow that to be used in Australia. Unless somebody's going to send some plane tickets to me. Unless somebody's going to send some plane tickets to me anytime soon, I ain't going to Australia. Sorry, Australia, but you do not get the benefit of my presence for a little while now. And I hear thousands of people roaring right now. And so, with the regulators, computers, BCs, get them serviced. Now, used or not used, that's your personal risk management question. All right, you do not have to go out and buy an $1,800 computer so you can go scuba diving. SPG works just fine if you know your dive tables. My math isn't that good though. The dive tables are actually really easy once you learn them. or here's an idea, $150. Yes, this is a wrist mount Mari's pup. Simple. But you know what? You know what? It's a computer. And I know it works because I got the battery changed not long ago. And yes, you can change the battery yourself if you want to. I like having somebody who puts things together correctly. These computers, or put them to put the batteries in. O-rings, things are so much more detailed to whenever you put stuff back in here. So, computer. Once you learn how to use it, once you learn how to use a computer, it absolutely is a great thing. Do I have an air integrated computer? Absolutely. Finally. And where did I get it from? Internet. My wife, who is a absolutely wonderful shopper in the internet world, found Sunto Cobra 3 air integrated computer. Now, how you know they're air integrated? This is usually at the bottom. Now this, of course, quick disconnect. But this is usually at the bottom. You can see where you got a gauge here and the computer up here, like so, and then a compass up here. Those, even though sometimes they say air integrated on there, most of the time are not. And usually what they mean by air integrated is you can tie these into the computer sensor on the puck or it's in the back, and then of course it's registering off your tank. Again, we'll go into the details of this versus that, this versus this, on down the road. Because I'm trying to save you money and I'm trying to help you out. These are all questions right now that whenever I was starting, I've been doing this 2 years, like I'm really still starting, you know what I'm saying? We are in the same boat. Problem is I've hit these questions before you have. So the deal is, what do we do? Do we rent? Do we buy? I advocate buying. I advocate going to a scuba shop, getting fitted for your BC. And if you like it right there, fine, get it. If you don't, go on the internet and search. At least now you know what you're searching for and what size to search for. Because if you don't have the right size, your dive is going to suck. Experience. Do you get regulators or do you not? Me personally, I think honestly, as long as you get regulators with a quick, you get regulators in Octo with a quick disconnect hose. Do not throw your hoses away. With a quick disconnect hose to the power inflator, you now have a life support equipment that you know how to operate. You know the on and off valve on the purge. You know there is an on and off. There are some that make an on and off valve with the purge, and we'll go over these. You'll know how to quick disconnect with it. You'll be able to do it with one hand. Then, if you want to upgrade to the second stage or air source 2, you just take off the quick disconnect hose, put on the air source 2 hose, and you're good to go as long as you can connect it to your BC. So then your next is your BC. How do you like it? How does it fit? Do you want the weight integrated on the front? Do you want them on the side? Do you want them on the tanks? Do you want them in the very back? I've got a weight integrated in the back and on the front, so I don't have to have the side. But I also have a back inflate, so that way nothing seems to, once I put it on, it fits like it's supposed to from the get-go. Computers, what do you want? You want SPG, read dive tables, or do you want the computers to tell you, hey, look, you are a conservative diver and you are doing great? Anyway, My name's Chris. Please hit subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this. We will be back. I might not be able to put anything up for a couple of weeks because I am working my tail off to pay for my vacation. We are 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 days from our vacation. And Key Largo, here we come. Rainbow Reef, you need to be ready for me because we're going to go diving. If you please hit subscribe, and I hope to hit some more with this. I got some news coming up, so I got to work some things out. I'm learning how to put thumbnails and all this stuff, and as soon as I do, said you may notice some changes, but it's still us. So I hope you're having a good day. Keep diving. I'll talk to you later.